Sips of Faith, where we share the goodness of God through testimony and coffee shop chats. Today, I'm here with my gorgeous friend, Abigail. Abigail, thanks for coming on. I'm excited to learn more about your heart and your story, and for others to also learn. We are currently at Desnudo in Austin. I got a tiramisu latte. What did you get?
I got miso orange blossom deliciousness.
This is good. So good. But yes, let's get started. As always, I'm going to ground us in our grounding verse, Romans 1:12, just to remind us that this is not for the glory of me, not for the glory of you, but solely for the glory of the Lord, and that other people would be so encouraged by our testimony. We each have like an individually curated testimony by the Lord, so it's like so sweet to get to use that. But yes, Romans 1:12, that is that we may be encouraged by each other's faith, both yours and mine. But yes, let's get started. Okay, Bessie, take a sip of your coffee. Let's cheers. Tell me about how the Lord has stirred up your life for the sweetest of outcomes.
I would say that my story starts in college. My story when it relates to my relationship with the Lord. But for continuity's sake, I'm gonna throw it back to elementary school.
We're gonna take a throwback.
Yeah. And this is a little foreshadow to like things I've learned, but in elementary school, more specifically 5th grade, I had a best friend. Her name was Brenda. I still follow her on Instagram. But something that's a really big part of like my upbringing was my parents always worked, and I was always finding myself in the care of friends that became like family, strangers that became friends, like something like that. It was my parents weren't able to care for me in like the traditional way, so I always had like a caregiver or like someone to give me a ride to school that wasn't my parent. And so in this specific instance, and I don't know why this stuck with me, but I like all the glory to God. My friend Brenda in 5th grade, her mom was picking us up from school because my mom couldn't, and her mom mentioned something about like, oh, we have a church thing to go to, and I was like, church? Like, what is that? Like God? Like, who is that? And like, it was just like a little whisper,
Right.
of like God,
A tiny
like,
seed.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, like as long as I get home, like I'm good. But, like, I'm chilling.
Like you kind of have to just go because you don't have a choice.
Yeah, but so they were like rushing to like drop me off so that they could go to their church thing. So that was a very small whisper of God. And in between, I would say elementary school and middle school, my parents were exploring faith. And like you kind of just do what your parents do because like you know what choice you have as a little kid. And so we like found ourselves in a Jehovah's Witness church. And there are assumptions about any like denomination and like any faith. I had none because I had never been to a church.
Yeah, you had childlike faith, literally.
Yeah. And so that was my first exposure to like a service, to like sit down and listen to someone speak. But it was also my first time being discipled. So I had someone that was a little older than me walk me through like maybe the first 3 like big stories in Genesis. So like Adam and Eve, and then like when like the brothers are like fighting. I like don't remember everything, but it was just like a one-on-one, like this is who God is in their eyes, right? And so I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. My mom also was doing it, and so it was just like I don't have a choice. Like this is what it is. And so another big part of my story is I moved around a lot, and so we didn't stay at this church for very long, and we didn't seek out a different one. It just like was kind of like in the season of life we were in, we like were there and then we weren't. And so now I'm in middle school, and I get confirmed, and at a different church, not at the Jehovah's Witness. I forget what denomination or branch this one was, but I get confirmed, and again, I found myself in a church, like sitting down, listening to someone like tell me about who God was, and like calling it like done. I was like, okay, cool. And then again, moved school, so found myself in a public school, but then moved to a charter school. And this is when like that whisper of God is like a little louder. I had another friend. She, her mom and her aunt would drive me to school, would feed me, would like care for me, and like before we would go to school, like drive to school, her aunt would like pray. She would like, okay, we're gonna pray for like our ride to school, and I was like, okay, like I'm supposed to like put my head down and like close my eyes, and then they were Catholic, and so they did the like, I don't know what that's called, but I remember doing it wrong because I like would go like this just because like I didn't know. I like it was my first like again exposure to like Catholic church, even though I would say my parents would like if they had to they would say that they're Catholic, but yeah, they were devoted Catholics, and so I would hear about like how time invested they were in their church, and like it was so sweet. Like they like were serving people, and like they had a joy for the Lord, and I would get to like hear about it, but I was never like in it with them. But they would also pray for meals, and it was like new to me. It's like, oh, we're praying before we eat. Okay, got it.
You're like, okay.
I was like, I just want a tortilla, but okay. But so that was middle school. High school, different friend. She tells me that her family and her are Christian, and I was like, okay, like another whisper of God. It's like I'm hearing you, like I hear you. Again, I wasn't invited to church with her, but it was just like, oh, like there's someone in my life who knows God, and like that was like a little foreshadowed to like what God had in store for me. But that friend, you know, people grow apart, and my last year in high school, so senior year, we're talking about college. I went to college prep school, and so we were like getting serious about like what are your eyes upon, and one of the assignments was to draw up a list of colleges we wanted to apply to, and I'm the first in my family to like even graduate high school, so the college was like, you're not going farther away than 20 minutes. I was like, got it, like I understand that. That's the expectation that you have for me, my parents. And so I draw this list of like 10 colleges in Texas, like no more than 20 minutes away from home. And I was like, done, like I'm done. While everyone else was like dreaming about Harvard,
big.
yeah, and like a college in Massachusetts. I'm like, I've never even left Texas. Like kudos to you, but like that's not gonna be me. And one of my mentors, she was my teacher at the time, is now a really good mentor of mine, was like, no, like check out this book. And it's this ginormous, thick book, and it's like this really big number. I forget what the number is. Colleges that change lives. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm done with my assignment. Like what else I got to do? So like I'm flipping through the pages, and like magic almost. It was the Lord for sure. But I just like flipped to the middle of it, and it's in the page, Hope College. And I'm like, that is such a cute name. Like girlhood was just like, it looks shine. I was like, that's a cute name. Like I'm gonna write it down on the list.
It's giving like the name of like the Disney Channel movie would have like for a college.
Yeah, and like it was in Holland, Michigan. I was like, I don't even know where Michigan is in the map.
I don't either.
It like I just knew it was like far, far away. I'd never been, obviously, never left Texas. But I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll write it down for silliness and giggles. I knew that it was like a liberal arts, like Christian college, but I was like, it's a college, right? Like it's just like any other college. But no. So keeping that in the back of my mind, I'm a senior, like actually like serious about like college. I'm like, where am I gonna go? A rep from Hope College comes to talk to us.
What?
Yeah, and it was a college prep school, so it wasn't like abnormal.
Right, there was a lot of
pitch their college to us, but so I was like, I need to go. Like I don't know if I requested this, but like I need to go. I need to find out more. And so she tells us that, you know, gives us the spiel, but she also says there's an opportunity for you to visit for a weekend, expenses paid. Like we will find a way to take care of it.
What?
It's not usual that it's like fully covered, but like we can find a way. And I'm like, this might be my only opportunity, like to see another part of.
To even see.
Yeah. Just like a trip. Like I had never taken a trip before.
Wow.
And so I was like, if it's gonna be paid for, like why wouldn't I go?
You're like, vacation.
Yeah. And it was in November, and I was like, what are the chances I see snow for the first time?
Oh my god.
Like real snow.
Yeah.
Texas snow is ice. I was like, real snow, like snow boots kind of snow. And my teacher was like, like parents usually go like with their child to go visit colleges. I didn't have the luxury of having my parents travel with me, so she was like, I'll go with you. And so a teacher went to Michigan with me just so that I could like see what it was all about. And again, it started all as like a silly joke, like I'm gonna apply and like I'm gonna like put it on my list, like haha. But I go and we are given a itinerary of like what we can expect that weekend, and on there was chapel. And I was like, I've never
like
heard
Chapel
of
Row?
Yeah. I had never heard of that word before. I had never like I didn't know Christian songs, like nothing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I asked my mentor, my teacher, I'm like, what's chapel? And she was like, well, it's kind of like why don't we just go and check it out? Like, so you can see for yourself.
She probably didn't know. She's like, actually, let's go look.
Yeah. And so we go, and I'm like, this place is filled to the brim. Later, I learned that like it's not required for students to go. It's not a part of the curriculum. It's just that people are doing out of
their own desire.
And out of devotion for like just adoring God and like doing it together in a community. And so, yeah, I walk in there, I'm like, what? Like, this is cool. And,
oh, this is you right here?
And, like, of course, there are lyrics on the screen, but I'm just, like, looking around at, like, how beautiful it is that all these people, like, know and love God. And I was like, I want, like, what is this? And, like, I just, like, go about my weekend just, like, loving everything that I'm encountering, the people, the place. There wasn't a lot of snow, but there was enough for me to like touch it on the like corners of the sidewalk. But I was like, cool, like this is awesome, like this is a really cool place. I come back home and my parents were like, how was it? They picked me up from the airport. I'm like, it was so nice. Like I'm like really cool. I've never been outside of Texas. I was like in awe. And they were like, but you're not going there. And it wasn't a question. They were like, you're not going there. And I said, no, like it was just me traveling for it was an opportunity to travel, and it was all paid for. Like, why wouldn't I? And that was in November. Got early acceptance to Hope College, and like that was the only acceptance that like mattered when it came to colleges. There was one other that I could have gone as a full ride. Like it just met 99.9 of my financial aid, and when it came to make a decision, I was like, I could either make a decision with my head or my heart. And my heart was hope. And like leaving that place, I like felt like, and being in chapel, I was like, I don't know how or when or like even why, but like I feel like I need to come back here. Like I feel like this is my place. And now I know it was the Holy Spirit. But then I was like, why do I feel like I need to come back? It was the Holy Spirit. And so, yeah, end up choosing Hope, and I, like, dive right in. It's a Bible study that I join. I'm going to chapel because, like, I loved my experience, and I want to keep seeking God in that way. And, but so that feeling of, like, I didn't know how or when or why I need to come back reminds me of a story in Luke, and this is Luke 2. And it just, I don't think it's a coincidence that God made Jesus human and in likeness of man, so that we could, like, have, like, obviously we're not Jesus, but to have that, like, similarity of, like, I'm like, curious and I'm a child and, like, that kind of thing. And so this is Luke. Specifically, Luke 49.
Luke
so,
2,
yes,
49. Got it.
And so, the story of Jesus at the temple, he is 12 years old. His parents take him to Jerusalem, and for 3 days, he's at the temple. And so, his parents leave, and like he's at his father's house. And so I really want to read verse 49.
That is literally your story.
Yeah. And so, again, my parents didn't want me to, like, go away from home, but like Jesus, like going to his Father's house was like me going to hope. And so verse 49 says, "Why were you searching for me?" He asked. "Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" And so when it didn't make sense to Jesus's parents, like, why did you like run away? Like, why did you like leave? He was like, "Don't you know? Like, I had to. Like, I had to be in my Father's house." And I just love that picture of like him being a child and being like I have to. Like, it doesn't make sense to you, and like probably doesn't make sense to me, but like I had to. And so I just love that picture, and I like love that story so much. But so yeah, I'm at Hope. I'm going to chapel. I'm in a Bible study. There's this. It was like a club, I guess. Delight Ministries. I think it's all over. But I was like fully diving into everything having to do with God. And the first big question I had was, like, how can there be 3 in 1? Like, I'm hearing this in church and at chapel and like in like songs, but like 3 in 1, I can't comprehend that. Like, that's my human brain cannot.
Yeah.
And so I was encouraged to speak to a chaplain, and Hope College just has a really beautiful culture of you can have a friendship or relationship that's like almost mentorship like with a chaplain. Like, they're just so close proximity. And again, I like had that experience of being discipled in like elementary school, and so I like was seeking and like desiring that again. And so I asked the chaplain, like, how can it be? Like, I don't understand. 3 in 1, what does that mean? And so it's so sweet that I still have notes of it. Like, they probably don't make sense very much to like someone just looking at this page, but she explained to me that like there was an Old Testament and a New Testament, and I'm like, whoa, like this is a lot. Like, but like I want to know more.
Wait, I would love to hear what you learned, because there might be people that also have the same question.
It's like all over the place, but I've had this journal since college.
That journal is so cute. I always love it when you pull it out.
Yeah. Let's see. It's like not in order. Like, I don't. Oh. It's in here somewhere. I was just looking at it yesterday. But she. Where is it?
Oh, I think I saw something. That's at 3.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Yay!
So yeah, meeting with chaplain. And I
Aw.
probably spelled chaplain wrong, but like truly I was just like so hungry. But yeah, so
Okay, what did you learn?
She said that God was a father, and God was a son, and God is the Holy Spirit. And so the Father was like back then, the Son was like close, like I don't know, I wrote then, but like not back then, but like then.
Yeah.
And then
It's
Holy
like
Spirit.
back then, and now.
Now.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, but like ultimately, like God is Father. And so yeah, the Old Testament, she broke down Old Testament, New Testament. I have here Messiah equals Christ. And he, like, it really doesn't make sense, like, looking at it, but I have Genesis 16:13 written on here. Old Testament being, like, first, and then, like, creation is introduced, there's sin, Israel, and then the story of Christ.
And then the New Testament?
New Testament says the church, Christ, he, like, dies for us on the cross, sin stops, and then there's a new creation. And so it was just, like, when I was writing this, I was probably like,
Light bulbs
just,
were
like it probably
clicking, yeah.
didn't, like, I couldn't fully like connect all the dots, but I was like, there are dots.
Write
like,
this all down.
Yeah.
And you can come back to it.
Yeah. And so then, yeah, the rest
It's like when you're in a college lecture and you're like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm going to write it all down and I'll read it and I might get it afterwards.
Exactly. And I
Thanks
just
for
like,
sharing.
yeah. And I just trusted that being in a Bible study would like be that, like, the dots would like
Connect.
Yeah, they would connect and paint this beautiful picture. But yeah, during that time, I also met Paige, which she was the one who gifted me this Bible, and I've had it since.
You met her in college?
I met her in college my freshman year. We were neighbors, and she was the one who took me to church. Like, she would drive us because she was from Ohio. So she like had a car on campus. I was from Texas. I didn't even know how to drive then. But yeah, I asked her to, she like left this Bible at my door, And I said, no, like you have to like write your name that you gave it to me on this date so I can remember forever. And so
Aw,
to be
that's so
exact,
sweet.
this Bible was given to me on March 25th of 2019. But yeah, I remember she was obviously like a woman of God. She had been, had experience with church and had been to like missions and like all those kind of things. I hadn't. I like nothing. And so she was like a really good like friend to walk through that season with. I remember asking her, so that was my first question, like how can there be three in one?
Yeah.
I don't understand. My second big question, I remember being like, how do you hear God? Like how does he speak? Like he's not in front of me. He like can't like leave me a voicemail. Like how are you hearing? Like how do we hear from him? And I remember her saying it's through the word. Like this is him speaking. And it's through people. Like he can speak through people and prayer and just like action. So like the way that you love is a testament to like how he loves you. And so I was like, okay, clearly, and that's when I was like, wait, like I think God has been speaking to me all this time, like
Wow.
through the friend in elementary school and then middle school and then like I was just like, wait, that was God all along. That was God all along. And so it was so sweet. I went home that freshman year and I was so hungry for God. I was like, I'm on fire. Like, I need to find a church when I get back home. And like, it's gonna look like me going alone because like Dallas is a very big place. I'm from Dallas, but my parents like, they were very encouraging, and my mom will ask me every Sunday, did you go to church? Or like have you like, did you go to Bible study this week? So very encouraging, but I knew that it would be like, I would have to like do it on my own a little bit. And so I was like, I like first like fell in love with like worship through music. So like I'm gonna learn how to play the guitar and like I'm gonna find a church. And I was just like so like, oh, I have to. And so I ended up like going to a church that summer and like just loving being in the presence of God. And so I was like, well now it's like we're like this. Like I'm not letting go. And so the rest of the rest of college was obvious, like highs and lows. Not every season was like me being on fire, but I learned to like take that as like that's good, because if I'm not always on fire, then I'm asking questions and I'm like at the feet of God, like asking for clarity.
Being refined.
Yeah.
By fire, literally.
Yeah. And so but there were a few things that like remained the same. I was always in a Bible study every single semester, so much so that I almost I wanted to lead one, because I was like, there's no better place for me to like be plugged into like community and like seeking God than leading
and creating
Bible
an
study.
environment for others.
Yeah. And like I had known that like I was a new Christian, but like God uses every story. Like there's like people who committed adultery. There's like Paul, Saul, like God uses the smallest of like stories to bless others. And so I was like, maybe maybe that would be so cool. And the chaplain, the mentor, was like, maybe you would do best like listening and like taking it all in. I was like, honestly, yeah. Like that was humbling to hear, but I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I have so much learning to do, and not that you're ever done learning, but I was like, yeah, like let me humble myself upon him. And so, Proverbs was the first book of the Bible that I ever read by myself, and I read Proverb a day, and this was during COVID when I had absolutely no identity but this. Like I remember, like if all I have to look forward to is this, like I'm good. Like just a proverb a day. I love a little project, a little to-do list. And so I graduate Hope in 3.5 years, and my friends are still like in college, and I'm just like so lost because like I'm no longer in Michigan, and so that means I'm no longer at Hope. So chapel was every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And again, it was optional, but like I found myself there because it was just so sweet. So I didn't have chapel. I didn't have a church that I was going to.
And then the Bible studies.
Yeah, Bible study. Like, I also didn't have community. The people that I've mentioned who walked with me through elementary school and middle school and high school, like, all those people had, like, been lost. Like, I lost connection with all of them. So I, like, found myself back in Dallas being like, I don't have community.
Like, now what?
I was like, God, like, where are you? Like, you were literally running after me all this time, and now where are you?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a good, like, challenge for me to, like, be like, no, like, like, this requires, like, action too. Like, he was running after me, and, like, now it's my turn to, like, meet him, because all this time, like, there were little whispers of him, and now it's like, I don't hear you, but it's because my eyes aren't set upon you. And so, yeah, finding a church, finding community, didn't have it for a while, but a job led me here to Austin, Texas, and one of our really good friends was, she like came to Dallas. I was like, she's from Wichita Falls, but she was like, oh, I want to, like, spend the day with you. So she drove 2 hours to, like, meet me, work from a coffee shop together, and she was like, hey, like, are you Christian? And I was like, am I? Like, I was like, I don't know, like, I think. And she was like, I just, like, have a feeling that, like, just the way that you, like are and, like talk, like, I was like, there's something different about you. And I was like, I had never claimed up until that point, like boldly, like, I'm Christian. Like, I believed in God, I would tell you that. Like, I, like, loved reading the Word, but I don't know that I have the confidence to say I'm Christian. And so, again, I found myself, like, a person, or, like, God speaking through a person, and, yeah, moved to Austin. She is a coworker and a really great friend, so I just was in close proximity. She invited me to our MC, which is just the biggest blessing ever, and I could have prayed for community, and, like, God delivered 10 times fold. Like, this is just beyond anything I could have asked for. But yeah, if I could summarize, like, the theme of like, God in my life, it would be hearing his whispers and seeking to find fullness in him. And Colossians 2 reminds me of, like, how much of a daily responsibility this is. And so it's Colossians 2, verse 6 and 7.
Wait, I don't even know where that's at.
Is
it after
Philippians? It's after Philippians. In between.
Got it. It's after Ephesians. There it is. Colossians 2.
Yes.
What?
Verse 6 and 7.
Oh, I have it underlined. Let's read it.
It's do you want to?
No, you.
It says, so then, just as you received Christ Jesus as Lord, continue to live your lives in him, rooted and built in him, strengthened in faith as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. And so this has been such an encouragement of, like, there are seasons where I'm going to be on fire and, I want to know everything and all the things, and I want to, like, learn how to play guitar to, like, worship him. And there are going to be seasons where I'm like, God is quiet, but so I think, but I don't know. This is just, like, such a, it fills the holes that, like, I would otherwise have in my heart of, like, no, like, I can, like, my life is rooted on him.
Yeah.
And then my life is strengthened by faith in him.
And I can press on in any situation.
Yeah. And he, like, his blessings, I can be thankful for them, and that overflows into everything I do. Like, the way I love him and his people, and the way I, like, seek to learn more about him. And so, love that verse. Love above. And yeah, just to end, I'm a very, like, visual person, and I always imagine him as, like, you know, like I just have this, like, picture of, like, him on a field.
Okay.
And he's, like, close to the ground, like, not kneeling on his, like, but, like, almost kneeling, and, like, his arms wide open, and just waiting for his daughter to, like, come running to him and, like, give him a hug.
And Taylor Swift playing in your wind blowing in the air.
Yeah.
This girl's a Swiftie, guys.
What can I say? But yeah, and so every time that like I feel like I'm falling short or like I'm feeling unloved by the world, I'm like, no, there's a God
with his arms open,
who gave his only son to die on the cross for me because he deemed me worthy. Like, and that's that. Like that is truth, and that is everything. And so, yeah, I the last like verse I had to kind of like knit into everything is Hebrews 13. This is after Colossians.
Found it.
Yeah. Hebrews 13, verse 5 and 6. My version says, or I'll just read both verses, but keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. So we say in confidence, the Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. And so again, that picture of him on the field, open arms, waiting for me to run to him, just, he will never leave me, he will never forsake me, even when I fall short, even when I sin. We can be confident that he is our helper and we should not be afraid. He's on our side. And so, yeah, that's him, and that's him in my story.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. He's so good.
All the whispers and just like him working through people to just lift your gaze and focus your eyes. And I can continue seeing that, like just knowing our friends and knowing people that are just constantly pointing you back and fixing your gaze upon him and not the world. And it's so sweet. And you even do that for us too. And I'm just so happy you shared.
Sisters in
There's
Christ.
also so much more like that, like, oh, I would just also love to hear so much more about you and your family. And I mean, I know the background of your parents, and like there's so much power in that. I would love to have you back on and just share a little bit more about that. But yeah, I really hope someone felt encouraged and just reminded about the power of our stories.
All
and
glory
just
to
like
God.
you said, like the littlest things making the huge impact on the kingdom. Just like a mustard seed of faith creating a huge giant tree. Like that is our story, and we can believe in that. And we don't have testimonies that we don't have to have big grand moments of revival and all these things and miracles. It's like, no, you don't even know one little thing, one little whisper from a friend, one friend inviting you to church as a child is enough to make a huge impact on the kingdom.
Which just
like that's so cool.
Which just like, I really just wanted to say, you falling in your like calling and being obedient to his like desire that he like put on your heart to like do this, like that, like you're bringing that to life through him. And just the smallest of stories or testimonies that we're able to share, like that is everything to him. And so just thank you for following your desire, passion, your calling to serve him in this way. Like
it's been fully sustained by him. Like I don't even know how this is like happening, but it's fully him. So it's really, yep, there he goes, he's coming. But yes, I hope you guys were encouraged, and we also like want to open it up to hear you guys' stories in the comments. Let us know how the Lord has been moving in your life. Tell us a little bit more about your story. But we want everyone to be reminded of how powerful a story and a testimony is, and how powerful sharing it can be. But yes, until next time, guys, thank you for watching Sips of Faith. This is episode 6. Yeah, episode 6. Oh my gosh. But yes, let's cheers. We're about to head to church. We gotta go. We're running late. But thank you guys so much.